AFC, NFC Championship Sunday is upon us. We will preview each game and give our picks. Plus, Pete Carroll is headed to the Raiders. Liam Cohen is headed to the Jaguars. The latest with the NFL Coaching Carousel. It's the Jake Asman Football Show. Cole Thompson joins. Let's hit it right now.
Oh, yeah. It's time for the Jake Asman Football Show. Brought to you by BetUS. Expert betting odds and fantasy stats. So let's get into some NFL football. Brought to you by our friends at BetUS. So get your questions ready. Here's your host, Jake Asman.
Here we go on a football Friday, and, well, maybe our second to last football Friday because no games next Friday. And then we got the Super Bowl. But let's enjoy it, people. Bet on the games this weekend. Bet on any sport with BetUS. Shout out to them for being our presenting sponsor. New customers, 150% sign-up bonus with your first deposit. Take advantage of a 125% bonus with your second and third deposits. Here we go. A lot to talk about, and we say hello to Cole Thompson right now. Cole, happy Friday.
Happy Hawaiian Friday, my dear friend. We have a lot to talk about. 2 coaches got hired, 2 openings still left. A couple GMs are getting looked at. A couple of couple of new offense coordinators need to get done. There's a lot that we got to get into. And by the way, we got 2 more games. A lot of 2s today.
That's right. We'll start with the coaching carousel, and then we'll hit on the games, of course, when we make our picks. Here's where we stand right now. Jets have a new coach, Aaron Glenn. Bears have a new coach, Ben Johnson. Jaguars have a new coach, Liam Cohen. Raiders, as of today, have a new coach, Pete Carroll. Patriots, the first to fill their opening, Mike Vrabel. GM openings. The Jets still have an opening, although there's some rumblings that that could be done as early as today. Jacksonville, they now have an opening because they fired Trent Baalke yesterday to open the door for Liam Cohen to go back there. Titans have already filled their vacancy. Mike Borgonzi got that job. And yesterday, the Raiders hired John Spytek as their GM away from the Bucs. So as we sit here right now, two GM openings, 2 head coach openings. And as you brought up, there was some news earlier in your neck of the woods. DeMeco Ryans firing Bobby Slowick after just 2 seasons. So the Texans need an offensive coordinator. We know the Bucs obviously need an OC. The Jets are searching for an OC. So there's a lot happening with the carousel. Yeah. Why don't we start with Pete Carroll, because that's a huge, huge thing that happened this morning. What were your thoughts on Carroll getting the Las Vegas Raiders job?
I thought it was the smartest move made by an organization that wasn't going to panic, which is a huge deal in favor of the future with Tom Brady leading the charge. Because here's the deal. Ben Johnson was the leading candidate. They were all in on Ben Johnson. They thought that Ben Johnson was going to be willing to make the move out to Las Vegas. They figured that this was a guy that was going to bring in a brand new culture. And I understand the reasoning why you bought into it. But then he takes the Bears job, and then you're going back to, okay, well, what do we do next? Instead of bringing in a guy that you're going to be a one and done with and fire within a year from now, why not go get somebody who has proven time and time again, I can win? Now, I'm not saying that Pete Carroll is going to be the favorite to win in the AFC West with currently what's going on with the roster, but Pete Carroll has taken lesser tier rosters and brought them at least to 7 victories, made them intensive, put themselves in a good position to where they can stabilize, they can have security, they know that there's a foundation in place, and you can go and build your team that way. And so for 2 years, if I get Pete Carroll, a dude that has been around the block, knows offenses and defenses, has a good rapport in the NFL with hiring coaches, is able to build a foundation and also put Las Vegas in a spot to where they're at least in a solid position to when they really go get their head coach, say in 2026, 2027, I'm okay with that. I'm very okay with that. It's better than bringing in a dude that you don't believe in entirely, that you don't think is good enough to lead your team. And then you're right back at square one a year from now, which is where the Raiders have been for the last 4 times that they've made hires. They got rid of John Gruden. They probably should have hired Rich Bisaccia. Guess what? They chose not to. They went and they brought in Josh McDaniels. That backfired. Antonio Pierce was not ready to be a head coach. He never was, but they didn't want to lose it out on that. So they said, okay, well, let's go bring in Antonio Pierce. Now they're going in on Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson's not taking the job. So instead of reaching for somebody that you're saying, you know what, maybe he'll work out, maybe he won't, Pete Carroll is as safe as a hire as you can make. It's a solid B for where you are currently right now.
I agree. Look, I don't think they were going to be able to get a top-of-the-line quarterback this draft, so I didn't understand that you need to have the offensive guy. They've been a mess. Pete Carroll could stabilize things.
Yeah.
He'll get the most out of the talent there. You're in a brutal division. I mean, you're talking about it. You got to deal with Mahomes and Andy Reid every year, Harbaugh, Peyton. You need a big-time coach. So Pete Carroll, I understand the age, but he could stabilize things. It's a good hire. I think the Raiders made a smart decision there.
He's 74. Okay, he coaches for 2 more years because it's a 3-year deal with a 4th-year option. Let's just say he goes for 2 more years.
I think you made him a year older than he actually is.
Is he 73?
I think Pete Carroll he's 73. He'll turn 74 in September. Damn it! Don't shortchange my guy Pete.
So he'll be 74 when week 2 rolls around. Good for him. Okay, so still he'll be 76 when he's done. Who is the guy that currently you believe in right now that is going to put you in the exact same spot as Pete Carroll? Like, that's it. And by the way, Pete Carroll, he can bring in the right personnel in terms of an offense coordinator and a defense coordinator. So you're going to get better play on both sides of the ball. On top of that, you're going to be able to have at least, I think, somebody that wants to at least play for Pete Carroll. You're going to have a guy that understands what he's looking for in a personnel, and you're building the roster. And that's all I care about at this point. Let's say he gets 14 wins in 2 years. So it's 7-10 and 7-10. Guess who was not going 7-10? Antonio Pierce, last 2 years. He wasn't.
Nope.
I'll take that. And in that division, with Sean Payton, with Andy Reid, with Jim Harbaugh, with Justin Herbert, with Bo Nix, with Patrick Mahomes, and let's say I'm 4-2 1 year in the division, or I'm 2-4, and I go finish 4-8. I'll take that. For what the Raiders are, building a new foundation, it could be so much worse. It could be way worse currently than what we're seeing right now.
How about the Jag situation? I mean, what a wild turn of events. Liam Cohen's going back to the Bucs. They make him the highest paid OC, and then not so fast. They want him. They fire the GM that, for whatever reason, was still employed. And Trent Baalke, he's out. Cohen's in. And now all of a sudden Tampa needs an offensive coordinator. But your thoughts on Liam Cohen and his, potential to get the best out of Trevor Lawrence and turn Jacksonville around?
Here's my question. And I'm okay with the Liam Cohen hire. I think it's a very solid hire. What he did last year with Baker, what he did when he was working with Matthew Stafford, when he was in Los Angeles, because if he was the quarterback's coach, what he did when he was in college at Kentucky, helping Will Levis become a first-round pick at one point. Now, he was a second-round pick by the end of the deal, but many thought that he was going to be number 1 in 2023. Why did it take you to fire Trent Baalke with Liam Cohen? Like, why didn't you had Ben Johnson foaming at the mouth to potentially come on down to Duval. Every report was that they loved Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson loved Trevor Lawrence. He loved the identity. He thought this could be a team that was actually turning the corner. And it took you until Liam Cohen turned you down to go land a new GM. Like we've been saying for years now, Jake, this is one of the worst GMs to work with. It's not based off of literally his drafting style. It's based off of his personality. People cannot stomach Trent Baalke. They want him gone. You were seeing people turn down interviews to even go to Jacksonville because of who is the GM. And it's like now because of Liam Cohen, like Patrick Graham being your ultimate leading candidate is enough for you to finally pull the plug on Trent Baalke. It's just malpractice how we got here. Because the other problem is that now we're seeing Tampa be like, oh my God, Liam Cohen, terrible individual. He's not a terrible dude. He wants to become a head coach. I completely understand why he would take the job. But you shouldn't have to be here to begin with, because if you should have realized the incompetence of the ownership led by your GM is the reason why people weren't even interested to go down to Duval. It's not because of they play in a weak division. It's not because Trevor Lawrence sucks. It's because of who they would be listening to as their boss. And now we're seeing Liam Cohen come in and take us an entire saga in 48 hours to get to this point. It just is malpractice. Like, it's a really smart, good overall hire, but why did it take you this long to finally realize, hey, Trent Baalke, not the good guy?
It's wild. Liam Cohen might be good, but you have no faith in that ownership group.
By the way, he gets to have a say now in who the GM is, which also is a problem in my opinion because of he's a 1-year play caller. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but it's a 1-year play caller that now gets to have a say in the GM. Like, Shad Khan, what are you doing? Like, what are we doing right now when it comes to this?
Quick hitters. Who gets the Cowboys job? Is it actually going to be Brian Schottenheimer?
Yeah, it is. Everything that I've heard is going to be Brian Schottenheimer. It's 100%.
Wild. All right. Well, Rex Ryan be his defensive coordinator, baby.
Please, can he? Like, simply just for the vibes alone down there, can he be it? Hold up. Does Rex want to go back into coaching as a defense coordinator? Because I know he wants a head coach.
He tried to the last 2 years. He interviewed for that job in Dallas too, and they didn't give it to him. They hired Mike Zimmer's the DC there, right?
Yeah. Maybe Zimmer could stay around. Zimmer loves Dallas, and Jerry loves Zimmer. And if it's just Brian Schottenheimer getting the internal promotion, why would you make a move?
Look, with all due respect to Schottenheimer, him and I had a great moment together at the Combine. You were there to witness it, I think. I don't understand how you could fire McCarthy and then replace him with Schotty in 2025.
I can. It's very simple. Because Jerry has to be the reason why the team is good. Because here's the problem. Jake, go back to when we're looking at Bill Parcells getting fired. And then they brought in Wade Phillips. Who was going after Wade Phillips? Nobody. They fired Wade Phillips. They brought in Jason Garrett. Who was going after Jason Garrett? Nobody. Who was going after Mike McCarthy? Nobody. Nobody was going after them because Jerry brings them in because if he has to be the solution, I saw something in this guy that nobody else did. I was willing to make the bet on this guy's upside. I was willing to be the reason why this dude could turn the corner. I was the reason why that. It's like, and it's like, dude, stop it. You're self-sabotaging your team. And more importantly, you care more about the clicks and you care more about people talking about you than you actually do about winning. Because I can promise you, Jake, Jerry Jones would rather always go 7-10, third in the NFC East, than ever have to realize, oh, my team may be good, but my annual revenue drops from number 1 to number 14. My annual ticket sales drop from number 1 to number 7. My annual sponsorships drop from number 2 to number 16. My annual average attendance drops from number 1 to number 14. He would rather his team suffer for him to still be able to make a profit.
That's wild, but I mean, man.
Am I wrong at this point?
No, I
would have
hired Dion, honestly. If it's about attention and the splash and all that, Dion would have been fun. But all right. Aaron Glenn.
Love it.
60 seconds or less. Why do you like Aaron Glenn to the Jets?
Number one, great scouting department. Understands what you're looking for in a style of player. Number two, I think that he is very well respected in the league. So because of that, he will be able to bring in the right personnel around him, whether that be a veteran defensive coordinator like Steve Wilkes, whether that be a up-and-coming offensive play caller like Nick Colley, who we've been talking about. I think that he knows that this is going to be a rebuilding year, but he gets to build the team in his image. He also was able to learn underneath one of the better, I would say, vocal leaders in the NFL. People loved what Dan Campbell preached. And then when they loved what he preached, eventually they were starting to play for him. You need to have somebody that people want to play for in New York, not just play in New York. I think the other thing that's really important, he understands what it means to be a New York Jet and going through the dark times of the Jets, because he only made the playoffs twice when he was in New York. But he was a reason why the Jets got back to the playoffs. He was a Pro Bowl corner. And more importantly, he also gets what the culture is internally and how to work with a guy like the Johnson family. So all that aside, I think it's a very smart hire. I think that you want to go get somebody who was a great defensive mind. That is what Aaron Glenn is. Having that background in scouting, I think, is just another benefactor with it.
I like him. Just another first-time head coach. So, you never know. You never know.
I think it's better than you going after what's it called. I think it's better than going after Brian Flores, in my personal opinion. I know you were all in on Brian Flores.
Oh, yeah. I wanted Brian Flonase as
Flonase? God
Mr.
bless.
Peter Castro once called him. Shout out to the Asmaniacs. Cole, your shirt. Gator says it needs to be ironed. Your thoughts?
Probably. So does my hat need to be white. But you know what? That's not going to happen anytime soon either.
All right. Are you ready to talk about these two games on Sunday?
We have one more job. We got to break down.
Do we?
Saints.
Oh, McCarthy, no?
It's McCarthy.
Yeah.
It's 100% McCarthy. Like the fact that, and this is where I have an issue with Jerry. Nobody is going after the candidates that you're going after to bring in. The guy that you fired had 2 interviews lined up the second that he hit the open market. Do you not understand the incompetence that currently you're at? Like, do you not understand that? That's where I'm at right now. And it was so beyond frustrating, especially if you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, because of the guy that you just saw walk out the door with 2 12-win seasons. Not good enough. Not good enough to be the Dallas Cowboys coach, but immediately wanted by elsewhere. Because you want to know why? They can guarantee, hey, we'll take 9 wins. We'll take 10 wins.
Well, McCarthy, when he had Dak healthy, won 12 or more games each year. And this year, I was impressed by how that team, with even more than just the Dak injury, Parsons missing a lot of time, Lawrence, they played hard for him, man. They should have won even more than the 7 games they finished with. So if your plan is to move off of Mike McCarthy and hire Brian Schottenheimer, I mean, You don't know what you're doing if you're Jerry Jones. Simple as that. So,
Jake, they're going to hire the guy who didn't even call plays on
Right.
the 7-10 roster. That's where you have the issue with it.
No,
that's the incompetence.
It's one of the most uninspiring hires ever. There's no doubt.
Ever.
And
this is coming from like David Culley and Lovie Smith.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. It's at that level of incompetence.
Cole, how does it feel knowing I went 4-0 in our picks last weekend?
Pretty sad, actually. In fact, I would say very sad.
You went 2-2.
Thank you.
I went 4-0. And now, ladies and gentlemen, my overall record is 32-25-1. Cole, 33-25. We're
this
tied,
decides
baby.
it. I said this decides who gets the steak dinner.
It could. We still got the Super Bowl.
Are we going to wait until after the Super Bowl when we're together in New Orleans?
That's a good point.
That's what I'm saying. We don't know when we're going to see each other next time.
Yeah.
And I would like to see you eat your steak dinner or me, my steak dinner, and watch you pay for it.
And
so this decides it. This decides it this week.
It could. Or it could just be a dinner I owe you later. Yeah, let's do that. We owe it to the audience to pick through the Super Bowl.
Fine.
All right.
Fine. Fair.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cole, you're still in first. Barely. Because of that one push I
said the one push.
Because you have, well, actually, I'm not good at math. Here we go. Someone in the chat do math for us. I'm 32-25-1. Cole is 33-25. If we go by winning percentage, do I have a higher winning percentage?
No, because you have a tie. I have a higher winning percentage because I have one more win.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. I told you I'm bad at math.
I said you're terrible at math.
Yes, all right. You're in first place, so you get to make your pick first. We'll go in order of the games here because it makes sense. So we'll start with the NFC title game, 3 p.m. Eastern Sunday. Commanders at the Eagles. Cole, your pick, the latest line at BetUS is Philadelphia -6.
Am I really going to doubt Washington again? I doubted them against Tampa. I doubted them against Detroit. I thought both were going to be blowouts. I thought Tampa was going to win that game. I thought Detroit was going to win that game easily. I don't know if I can. I mean, Jane Daniels is playing out of his freaking mind right now. And the way that he's also playing with the confidence, I think he's going to carry on over. I think he is just playing a certain brand of football that is sustainable, especially for this matchup and well into it. The thing that I wonder about is, can Washington's defense slow down Saquon Barkley? Because they haven't been able to slow down Baker Mayfield. They weren't able to slow down at times Jared Goff. They weren't able to slow down the rushing attack of Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. The defense on the opposing side was the reason why Washington was able to come on in. And so when I look right now at Philly, one of the best defenses in the NFL, one of the best secondaries in the NFL, one of the best passers in the NFL, plus they have a 1-2 combination in the backfield. It's so hard for me to doubt Phil. It's so hard for me to doubt Washington. But I'm going to doubt Washington because I just think Philly's the better team. And I think at some point the Magic's got to run out. I've already done it twice. I might as well do it a third time. So go ahead and just give me right now. Give me Philly. And give me Philly with the -6.
Yes.
Because you have the head-to-head, don't you?
Head-to-head,
yeah,
baby.
I figured.
Yeah, sound the alarm. The Commanders are winning the game. Outright.
Are you serious?
Jaden Daniels. Remember the name. Washington. Outright.
You've been so high on Washington, too, for like
all
the
year.
last 3 weeks. I say you've been high on them all year.
They won me a lot of money this year. I'm showing my loyalty to Dan Quinn and handsome Cliff Kingsbury. I think this is going to be a great game. It wouldn't shock me if Philadelphia wins. I don't think Jalen Hurts is playing that well right now. And I think Dan Quinn's going to have a good plan. It's the third time they're meeting. I think that you look at the coaching on both these teams here. Both teams really well coached, but I just trust the Commanders to put together a plan to, I don't want to say limit Barkley because no one could do that, but make it where Jalen Hurts is going to have to go win the game. And Jaden Daniels is playing better right now. I don't think the moment's going to be too big for him. And I think it's a close game. Philly could win, but I'll take the points. I think it's too many points. Give me the Washington Commanders, baby, and we get real history. Washington with a rookie quarterback in the Super Bowl who ain't playing like a rookie right now.
Okay, here's the deal. The last 2 games, Washington has allowed over 175 rushing yards on the ground. You're going to tell me that Saquon Barkley is not going to get 175 rushing yards single-handedly the way he's played.
They're going to sell out to stop the run and dare Jalen Hurts to beat them.
So all he has to do is find Smitty one time for a 50-yard game, and that's it.
Can he do it, though? I haven't seen it from Jalen Hurts. I haven't seen it.
Okay. This is the biggest lie that I've heard throughout the entire
He threw like 150 passing yards in their playoff wins.
He also had 3 drops in that game. So, and 2 of them were on really easy balls, including one at the back of the end zone. So it's like, I'm sorry. I understand that Jalen has got to show up, and I agree.
Stop questioning my picks. I'm in first place.
I am questioning your picks, Jacob.
By the way, hold on.
You are in first place. I saw that.
Did you see the comment here?
Yes, I did.
Someone, I want to give the guy credit. JM, I think, did the winning percentage math here, and I was right. Based on winning percentage, I'm technically in first place. So I'm glad you made your first pick, but it wouldn't have mattered because I truly did have Washington. But I love it. Based on winning percentage, my winning percentage is 781, and you're 75.
Well, you're going to drop both games this weekend because I promise you we probably have a head-to-head. And guess what? Because if you're in first place now, you get to pick first in this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you. The second game I will pick shortly, but I have to shout out Jeffrey R. Are you kidding me? 20 memberships gifted on the Jake Asman football show.
Free stuff.
Now, for those who watch the normal Jet show, I've been doing raffles for gifted memberships. So, Jeffrey, I'm going to put you down for 20 more in that. Have no fear. And for everyone else, if you're interested in Jet prizes, gift a membership. If you got a membership, make sure you thank Jeffrey R. if you're watching the show live. Here for the memes, by the way, says calling it Bills Commanders Super Bowl. Book it. All right, Cole. Here's my Super Bowl pick. You ready? AFC Championship game. Bills at the Chiefs. Kansas City, -2. That's the spread at BetUS, which tells you Vegas thinks the Bills are the better team because you typically get 3 for being the home team, and it's less than 3. But you know what? Kansas City's going back to the bowl, baby. They're going to do it again. Show me, Josh Allen. Go into Kansas City and win. That's what it comes down to. I trust the Chiefs in the spot more than I do the Buffalo Bills. I think the Buffalo Bills are lucky to even be playing this week. They thank Mark Andrews for dropping that 2-point conversion. Then who knows what would have happened in overtime. Look, eventually I guess someone's going to knock off the Chiefs. That always happens. This kind of feels like maybe a little, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, where Peyton couldn't get Brady until he finally did. But when Peyton finally did, that game was in Indianapolis, not at Arrowhead. And Josh Allen going on the road and winning here could be tough. He could do it, but I like the Chiefs in this spot. KC, they win. I will lay the 2 as well. They win outright.
Cole, Jake. Do me a favor. Sound the alarm. Head to head. Not only are the Buffalo Bills covering the +2, they are winning this game outright. I am sick and tired of the doubt and disbelief in Josh Allen. Josh Allen has been the solution the entire time. Josh Allen has played his ass off the entire time. Josh Allen has been the reason why Buffalo is in this position, and he has been doubted his entire career, going back to when he was in high school and a 0-star recruit, going back to when he was playing out in Wyoming when people thought he was an overrated prospect, back to when after he was drafted in the first overall with the 7th overall pick, people said that he was a bum and a waste of a talent for Buffalo. And now he gets an opportunity in a year where they got rid of his number 1 wide receiver, where they didn't have a 1,000-yard rusher until the end of the regular season. They didn't have a 1,000-yard receiver. They didn't have a defense that ranked us at the top 10. They didn't have a damn thing going for them except for number 17. He is the reason why this Buffalo Bills team, for the first time since the 1990s, punches their ticket to the Super Bowl. He is the savior. He is the solution. And for most of us, he is the reason why, I promise you, we will not have to hear about Patrick Mahomes going back to the Super Bowl for another third period. The 3P conversation ends. The conversation ends right now when it comes to if Patrick Mahomes can be the first to do it, he is the one to end it. Thanos himself once said, fine, I'll do it myself. Josh Allen this entire year, he said, I'll do it myself. Watch him do it himself in Arrowhead with the ref against him.
Did Thanos succeed?
He got his head cut off.
Yep, and that's going to happen to the Buffalo Bills, baby.
That's going to happen to Patrick Mahomes. He went for the head.
The Chiefs are going to be frying some Buffalo, baby. Look, I could see the Bills winning this game. I'm just done picking against the Chiefs. I felt all year there's no way they're going to three-peat. It's not going to happen. But they've been getting better as the year has gone on. I think the rest they had is paying off dividends for them here because they to me are going to get every call at home because that's how this goes. I don't trust Buffalo to be able to overcome all that. I don't. I think Kansas City finds a way and they head back to the Super Bowl. If they do if Buffalo knocks them off, credit to them. I just think the Chiefs are still the Chiefs until someone does it. So I'm not picking against them. I think they three-peat. I'm already spoiling my Super Bowl pick. I don't know what the line will be yet, but I'm picking the Chiefs to win the whole thing. They're going to be the first team to three-peat.
Saying goodbye to Taylor. Hello to Haley Steinfeld, which, by the way, is I'm very, very, very attractive and hotter than Taylor Swift. So
Did you call her Haley Seinfeld or Steinfeld?
Haley Steinfeld.
Yes, I thought you said Seinfeld as if she's related to Jerry.
No, she's not related to Jerry. She's related to, I have no idea who she's related to, but I'll tell you what, I definitely would ride with her. I definitely would pull up. 100% I would.
All right.
That's mine. No one cares about Taylor Swift. We care about Haley Steinfeld.
If the Bills do win, I'm rooting for them to lose in the Super Bowl because that's the one thing the Jets still have over the Bills. So that'd be nice.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's cool. But guess what? Both of your picks are wrong. I'm going to get my steak dinner this weekend.
Jet fan for Chiefs fan all week, baby. Go Chiefs for one more week, and then I'm Team NFC, man. Hopefully Jaden Daniels gets it done.
Well, it's going to be Jalen Hurts that gets it done, in your opinion. Then it's not going to be Jaden Daniels.
Rick Kent says that Haley wouldn't give you the time of day.
Of course she would. Rick gives me the time of day, so why wouldn't she?
Bill M wants to know if you're related to Scott Norwood.
I have no idea who Scott Norwood is, so sure, maybe. I don't know. Probably.
The guy who missed the kick on the Bills. Why?
Yay, that guy. Yeah, no, I'm not. I mean, I may miss a lot of my picks, but guess what? I'm right when I need to be. I'm going to be right this weekend.
Alex from Tampa with a super chat. Jake, what do you think about a trade for Hendon Hooker in this draft? He'd go much higher. No, thank you. I don't want the Jets to trade for Hendon Hooker.
I'd rather just take a quarterback in the third round. Then get a former third-round quarterback that's 26 years old.
Yeah, I don't see it with Hendon Hooker. Like, he immediately got replaced by Teddy Bridgewater off the couch from coaching high school football within a couple weeks.
Who would you? Okay, I know I'm going to be on with you during a lot of the draft season, but who is like the third-round quarterback that you want?
I don't think he'll be there in the third round. I'm intrigued by Jackson Dart early second.
I think he'll be there in the third round, personally.
David Atkins in our raffle. I don't think we've ever gotten this many memberships on the Jake Asman football show. More free stuff.
Free stuff.
Yeah, because I'm on board. I'm on today. So, of course, you're getting free stuff.
No, no one's ever gifted this many memberships with you on any show.
Well, they want to trash my takes today because if I'm feeling good about Buffalo getting a win and you losing and owe me a steak dinner.
It's too much winning. We can't take it anymore.
That's going to be me after this weekend. I'm 4-0 in the divisional round. I had a little slump there. There was a couple weeks in a row I had losing weeks, but now red hot, 4-0. Follow my picks. Pick against Cole. We're winning both on Championship Sunday.
Or pick against Jake because if you want to why, you want to listen to me. I'm always the best person to listen to.
Someone wrote in, could we get Cole a new shirt?
Thanks, Philly. We can. I mean, do you want me to go throw on another shirt real fast? We got like 2 more minutes left on the live stream, but sure.
Rick Kent says, wait until the 10 membership bounty is paid for Cole. First person to get 10 memberships, and we'll send Cole to the hole.
You'll send me to the hole? Why would you send me there? Why?
Well, because I'm a capitalist, and I want money.
Okay, but you want to send me to the hole?
Yeah.
What hole am I going in?
The hole is, where you'll spend the rest of the show. That's it.
Okay. Cool. I can't wait to go there. Let's see. No one's going to put me in there.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen people do way less than you that have been sent to the hole.
Oh, sure. Okay.
I'm telling you. Let's see. Kyle says,
you crawled out of.
Stop, bro. Trust me, as bad as Kansas City offense has been, Andy Reid will have a game plan to beat the Bills.
Okay. Cool. He's not going to. It's not happening, so that's fine. I'm telling you.
You're that confident in Buffalo.
I'm that confident this time. I have to be.
Super chat from Bo. Nobody wants to hear that Buffalo take, Cole. Damn you, Cole. Take that Magnum PI shirt back to Buffalo, Cole. Damn, Cole.
How do you really feel? Bo?
Bill M says, Cole solidified Chiefs Commanders with his picks.
Oh, God bless. Come on. We said this a couple of weeks ago, and guess what? I was right then. I went 3-0 more than you went 3-0. In fact, I had more 1-2s than you had 0-3s. No, strike that. You had more 0-3s than I had 1-2s.
I don't know. One, I don't know if that's true. And two, all that matters is I entered this week with a higher winning percentage than you do, baby.
And you're going to go out of this week with a lower winning percentage than me.
On a serious note, the fact that you and I have done picks every week of the season and we both have winning records, that is so much better than 95% of anyone that does picks on TV or podcast or whatever. So we both have had pretty good years. So thanks to BetUS for allowing us to do this show, because it's been a lot of fun.
I appreciate you, BetUS. And I appreciate you, Jake Asman.
I do as well, Cole.
Even though at the end of this week, we're probably not going to be I'm not texting you on Sunday if I lose both picks. Because by the way, Jake and I actually text a lot, and I text him after every game. I'm not going to talk to him this week, not even a little bit, which is probably a good thing for him. By the way, Kyle McCord, how do you feel about him?
Day 3 dart throw, I'm in.
I would say late day 2, but still trade up at the end of day 2, or if you could get him in day 3, that's fine. I
like him. Yeah, he plays.
I like him way better than Shedeur came in round 1. Like, if you tell me I get Kyle McCord in round 4 versus Cam in round 1, take that 10 times out of 10.
I like it. Not bad. We'll get you on the Jet Show a lot for draft stuff. But this was fun, Cole. I mean, we obviously have these games coming up, but you and I are going to be in New Orleans together, and we'll be able to do the Jake Asman football show in person. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. More importantly, we get to hang out together in New Orleans, which is always a lot of fun.
Bourbon Street. I've never been to New Orleans.
You've never been to New Orleans? Oh, God bless.
First time.
You're not gonna live this time. And by the way, I have to drive, and that'll be fun. That'll keep me tame in New Orleans. New Orleans is one of my favorite cities. It really is.
You could drive to New Orleans, but then
I'm driving us around, and I'm driving us around in New Orleans. I'm not paying for an Uber.
Not at night. We're gonna be getting after it.
Okay, fair. Well, how far away is Bourbon from the place that we're staying?
Not that far.
I say so we could walk if we had to.
Yeah, it's all in the general vicinity.
Fair.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks to everyone who tuned in. For those of you who are seeking a Jet show this afternoon, that will be live probably around 5 p.m. Eastern. I was hoping there'd be a GM announcement by now. That hasn't happened, so I'm waiting on that. But anyway, that's enough of that. He's Cole. I'm Jake. Thanks again to BetUS for sponsoring our show. If you want to pick against me or pick against Cole or make any of your own picks on any sport, including, of course, the 2 championship Sunday games, do it with BetUS. They are our official sponsor and our go-to sports book. Enjoy the games this weekend, everybody. We'll talk to you soon on the Jake Asman Football Show.